Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, distinguished guest Professor D. Nagesh Kumar, and esteemed guest Dr. Minu Ramdas, Head of School Infrastructure and Planning, Dean CDC, coordinator and co-coordinator of this program, esteemed faculty members and participants. A very all the distinguished guests, BC Sir, Dean CDC, coordinator, co-coordinators, Head of School Infrastructure and Planning to come over the dais. Teaching is only demonstrating that is possible. Learning is making it possible for yourself. It is with great pleasure that we gather here today to mark the culmination of 1 week faculty development program on monitoring and managing water
resources using remote sensing and GIS during 11th to 16th December 2023, sponsored by AICT Training and Learning Academy. The inauguration function was held on 11th December 2023 with welcome by Professor F. Balyar Singh. Professor D.P. Satpathy, the coordinator of the program, has presented the brief summary of the faculty development program. Professor B.B. Biswal, Honorable Vice Chancellor, has chaired the function and addressed the audience and emphasized the need and importance of such courses in present context. We are privileged to get Professor K.V. Jayakumar Sir, Professor IIT Dharwad, to grace the occasion as guest of honor. Undoubtedly, he has enlightened us by his vision and experience regarding the subject. The basic aim and objective of this present workshop is to enhancing and develop the research in the field of remote sensing and GIS applications in water resources and technology advancement. The syllabus was designed accordingly. Our program on the first day commenced with an exceptional inaugural session graced by Professor K.B. Joykumar, Professor IIT Dharwad, on evacuation model during floods using RS and GIS and flood management by GIS. On the second day, it was our honor to welcome Dr. Dilip Kumar Ghosh, Associate Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, NIT Silchar, who set ablaze the trajectory of our program by delivering his talk, Application of Remote Sensing and GIS integrated with multi-criteria decision analysis and machine learning techniques for water resources management. Third day was led by Professor Kishanjit Kumar Khatua, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, NIT Rourkela, on multilinear regression techniques for the application in water resources and computational fluid dynamics for the application in water resources engineering. The fourth day was presented by Dr. Siprani Pradhan, Department of Civil Engineering, OUTR, on development and application of SWMM-based simulation model for municipal scale hydrological assessment, followed by a site visit to in-river barrage construction site at Kuakhai on Kusabhadra River. Fifth day was started by a young and enthusiastic speaker, Dr. Minu Ramdas, Associate Professor, IIT Bhubaneswar, on estimating high resolution soil moisture data using remote sensing and satellite data sets and assessment of spatio-temporal variability of drought characteristics using RS and GIS. Our last day was blessed with the presence of distinguished speaker, Professor D. Nagesh Kumar, Professor ISC Bengaluru, who enlightened the participants and faculty members on RS, GIS, and DM for water resources assessment, preceded by another session on remote sensing and GIS for flood monitoring and management. The participant expressed overwhelming happiness on the training program and suggested to have continuity of such program with more technical visit in future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for providing us with an insight of this program. Now, I would like to request Head of School, Infrastructure and Planning, Dr. Falguni Balyar Singh, sir, to address the gathering.
Respected Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Nagesh Kumar from ISC Bangalore, Professor R. Das, our Dean, Continuing Education, Professor D.P. Satpathy, Coordinator, and Dipra Rani Pradhan, also the coordinator of this program. At the 2-3 months back, Honorable Vice Chancellor has taken a meeting of deans and HOD, and he has suggested that at least 2 FDP programs should be conducted by each and every department, so that the faculty of our institute and the various institute in and around Bhubaneswar will be benefited. So immediately with a department meeting, the way Professor D.P. Satpathy and Sipraran Pradhan, they have gone for applying this FDP program and got it sanctioned so quickly. I am really thankful to both of them for it is not only the first program for the department but also for the whole university. So with this, I think the other departments also will be motivated to do such programs. And in the FDP program, in the first day, we got Professor Joy Kumar, who was so much enthusiastic at the age of 68. He was just looking like at the age of 58, 10 years less, and he has energized all our participants. And I have talked to some of the participants; they were really encouraged and energized with his energy. And at the same time, we have going to end the program. Another energetic Professor Nagesh Kumar, he is also in that line. Uh, he is energetic not only in the daytime, also in the night time. You do not know up to what extent he will be working in the night, and in the again uh, at the early morning at 8 o'clock you will find him in the BTech class taking mechanics. So he's that type of the things, and we think that our participants might have got uh, the ignition by all our 5 faculties. Professor Ramdas is also here, and she will be available all the time to all of you, as she is very close to us in IIT Bhubaneswar. I think the participants might have got best out of it, and from our department we have tried our best, and in the future also we'll try to do in such programs. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for extending your gratitude to our guests and encouraging our participants. Now, I take this opportunity to call upon the person whose guidance and encouragement has been pivotal in the shaping of this university. May we please have on podium our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor B.B. Biswal. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Professor Nagesh Kumar on the dais and my faculty colleagues on the dais of the dais, expert members for this FDP, the participants, and the students. It's a great pleasure again to be here and speak to you on the concluding day of the first FDP of UTR. Probably, the School of Infrastructure and Planning was enthused enough to plan for a course and got it from AICT and did it so nicely. This is all reflected from the participants, from the organizers, and I'm really happy about it. This is a program, FDP, which benefits everybody, the organizers as well as the participants. The topic they chose was very contextual, topical, relevant, and though the program for this FDP, a 5-day program, was satisfying to the organizers, maybe to the participants, I'm sure it must have created a hunger in the mind of the participants and the organizers to conduct more such programs. And as Professor Balia Singh said, it might ignite the minds of other faculty members to organize such events in future. Not in future, in recent future, some other departments are up to it, and more such programs will be seen. And it's a part of the activity of any university like us. It has to be there. We need to interact with people. We need to get to know what kind of things are going on in our area, what kind of advancement has taken place. And we know more people to interact. For example, this is something which is related to this particular FDP, something which is related to the water resources group of our institute. And they have contacted people from IIT Bangalore, from IIT Dharwad, from IIT Bhubaneswar, from IIT Rourkela, and other places. They established a sort of academic research relationship with them. Not only the organizers, but the participants who interacted, who participated, can always take advantage of this relationship and move forward. So it's a sort of professional relationship that is built through all these programs. Not only learning, but a sort of bonding happens to all these programs. Though this Atal program in particular doesn't have any things like valedictory function or concluding function, but we are here to tell you that we are really happy about it, and again the same organizers may plan to do more programs related to different direction of water resources engineering, and make it a habit by themselves to conduct academic programs in the department. So hopefully things have gone very well in the department and the minds of participants, and I would like to see the same kind of response by everybody in future. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your enthusiastic words. Now, I would like to take the opportunity to request our revered guest of honor, Professor D. Nagesh Kumar, sir, to grace the gathering.
Good evening to all of you. Respected Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Biswas, and dignitaries on the dais, dignitaries of the dais, and fellow participants. It gives me an immense pleasure to stand here to say a few words about this Atal FDP program. Like already mentioned by Vice Chancellor, sir, it is good that university has started conducting this kind of training programs. Very important activity, outreach activity that needs to be done by any learned university, and make sure that the knowledge that is developed in the university system goes to other locations and other places where people get motivated to work in this domain. And I must say that I would have reviewed some proposals for Atal scheme and other things. I can definitely say that it's very competitive to get a proposal funded by the Atal scheme, and I must congratulate all the School of Infrastructure to get this project approved by Atal scheme. It's not very easy. There's a lot of competition. I really appreciate the efforts put in by you. And I remember long time back when you contacted me saying that can you be one of the resource persons, etc. So, I can appreciate the amount of struggle that you have gone through, and I congratulate each one of you to get this course sponsored by the Atal scheme. And I'm sure that this is a good beginning and many more such training programs will happen in the future. Also want to appreciate the topic that is chosen by the school, which is really contextual, as Professor Biswas has mentioned. Um, it is going to become a lot more critical as the days progress. What resources are going to become very critical, both in terms of their availability in time, in space. That add to that the effects of climate change and other things, what would typically happen is that the same amount of water that you are getting in 3 months or 4 months in 1 year, only during monsoon, okay? And that number of days within that period also will substantially reduce due to climate change. That means the water availability, the intensity will increase, but the duration will reduce. Okay? And that would create a serious problem in managing water resources. So what are the tools that you are exposed to manage those that very critical water resource in much better way, especially due to various stresses that we may be facing, starting from the most important purpose for which we use the water, drinking, to irrigation, hydropower, etc. So when we talk about monitoring as well as management of this critical resource, some of the geoinformatic tools that are being that you are being exposed in this training program must play a big role in utilizing them in the future. Remote sensing, GIS, DEM, etc. will play a big role in better understanding and better assessment and finally better management of these resources, and especially specifically water resource. Please note that this is organized by School of Infrastructure. Idea being the tools that you have learned are tools, and these tools can be used in any other infrastructure management also, not necessarily water resource management. So these tools have such a wide application. They find their application in almost every domain of natural resources. So they all will be very, very helpful. And the kind of exposure that you had, I have seen the program. I really appreciate Suprarani and others for the kind of schedule that they have developed. Okay, try to give lectures in the morning sessions and also have some hands-on training, and that will be vital for any participant to appreciate how the tool can be finally utilized. Any amount of lectures will not help unless they have some hands-on experience, and that was also incorporated. I really appreciate that. That makes a big difference as far as any training program is concerned. And my only suggestion to the school is that, as Professor Biswas also mentioned, it will be good to have more such training programs, because there are so many colleges around Bhubaneswar itself, and there are so many colleges in Odisha which will substantially benefit with this kind of training programs. And OUTR should have its stamp on it, because it's a very well-known college for a long, long time. Of course, it might have changed its name or avatar, but always CET or OUAT that we used to know earlier days, it is always known for its academic qualities. And I'm sure that it should play a leading role to organize this kind of training programs, which will benefit many number of youngsters, ignite them or motivate them to do something beyond their comfort zone and think slightly out of box to do some research in these domains. As we have been telling, and I'm sure many other participants, many other resource persons also might have told you that these tools, I always say this in my classes also, that these tools are like you have iron and a chisel with you now. Okay, all these tools are like iron and chisel. You can use them to break a big stone and make it into two pieces, or take the same stone and take the iron and chisel, convert a nice sculpture out of it. Okay. The idea is how do you use these tools for effective water resource management? That is the key issue that you should try to do with all these tools. They are very, very good, but it depends on how you want to use those tools. And I really appreciate your effort. And sir, I should tell you that the participants are very active. I could see them that they were able to pay attention immediately after lunch also, which is not very easy. And they could participate smoothly, even post-lunch session, and listen to the talks. That means they have come with some genuine interest to learn something. And we really appreciate that. And thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to come and share whatever the little that I know in this domain and explain that in a way that I think I can explain to the participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for blessing with your presence and igniting our path towards excellence by giving us some words of appreciation. Now, moving on, I would like to call upon Professor R.R. Das, Dean CDC, to share his perspective towards this program.
Good afternoon to everybody. Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, head of this School of Infrastructure and Planning, Professor Vadar Singh, sir, Nageshwar, sir, Nagesh Kumar, sir, Chitralani, and the coordinators of this, and the faculty members in front of me and participants present here. This FDP is the first FDP in this session, and the way it was been managed by the coordinators and in the classroom as well as in the outside the classroom is worth of to be noted. And I should congratulate both the coordinator and co-coordinator for this. And I also heard that the active participation of the participants actively participated with the FDP program. And I think there must be a very large amount of knowledge and subsequent training will be there, and they will enrich their knowledge as well as their practice by knowing the tools and the ways. So I expect this knowledge will be spread throughout our state along the community, civil engineering community. And I thank everybody to make it success. And especially I thank to the Vice Chancellor of this university who has given the opportunity and support to the system to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for encouraging our efforts. With this, we come to an end of this highly anticipated and encapsulating session. Finally, I would like to call upon the co-coordinator of this program, Dr. Sipra Rani Pradhan, for delivering the vote of thanks.
Good evening, all. Respected all delegates on the dais, respected Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Bibhutibhushan Biswa, and respected HOS Infrastructure and Planning, and respected Dean CTC, and respected coordinator, and the guest of honor, and we can say that most important session who has done today, Professor Nagesh Kumar, sir. So I would like to thank all the participants and all the experts and HOD and faculty members and all the students and students coordinators for organizing this FDP. Already it is finished the last day. The last day, it is not the least. So we are planning to do more also. So with your blessings and with your support, we can do the more events. So it's my extreme thankful to our Vice Chancellor and our experts and the resource persons who are not there here, but they have given the knowledge, deep knowledge on the monitoring and managing of water resources using RS and GIS. And we got much more knowledge. And also we want to do some collaboration work with the resource persons and also the NITs, IITs for doing some research work. So thank you all, and thank you all the student coordinators also. They have spent 6 days continuously 9 to 5 for recording and streaming all the live live of the program, YouTube streaming, and all the faculty members of our department. So thank you all, and we need our support, your support every time. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. I'd like to extend my gratitude to everyone who are present here and making it successful, this program, 1 week faculty development program. So thank you, everyone.